This is Baalbek in the Lebanon. Each of these three blocks weighs 900 tons.
Deep in the heart of Lebanon, in a valley cradled between towering mountain ranges, lies a site that has fascinated scholars, engineers, and adventurers for centuries. Baalbek is no ordinary ruin. It is a testament to human ambition and the mysteries of ancient engineering that seem to defy logic. Massive stones, perfectly cut and meticulously aligned, form a platform so enormous that even today, modern machinery struggles to imagine moving them. Recent studies combining high-resolution AI analysis, discoveries in forgotten quarries, and unfortunately the toll of ongoing regional conflicts are shedding new light on this enigmatic site. Every new finding adds layers of complexity, overturning what we once thought we knew. Buried in the ruins are hints of construction methods and hidden structures that have puzzled generations. Each revelation raises one central question. How could human beings, thousands of years ago, manipulate materials of this scale without the benefit of modern cranes, pulleys, or steel? It is this question that has made Baalbek the crown jewel of archaeological mysteries. And as we peel back its layers, the story grows larger, stranger, and far more awe-inspiring than most could imagine. Standing at the edge of the ancient platform, one cannot help but feel a sense of disbelief. A single stone here outweighs 10 blue whales carved with precision long before the age of steel, long before machines, long before modern engineering was even conceived. Among the most famous features of Baalbek are the trilithon, 3 colossal blocks, each weighing approximately 800 tons, fitted together with such precision that even a thin blade cannot slide between them. Nearby, in the quarry that fed these stones, lies an unfinished monolith estimated to weigh a staggering 1,500 tons. The scale of these stones forces us to confront 3 almost unanswerable questions. Who first conceived the idea of cutting stones of such magnitude? How did they hope to move them across the terrain without modern machinery? And why would anyone attempt something that appears not just difficult, but impossible? The answers to these questions have eluded historians, archaeologists, and engineers for centuries, making Baalbek a site where mystery is as tangible as the stones themselves. The Bekaa Valley, where Baalbek sits, has long been one of the most strategically important regions of the ancient world. Stretching like a wide, fertile corridor between the Lebanon and anti-Lebanon mountain ranges, it served as a vital passage for armies, merchants, and travelers moving from the Mediterranean coast into the heartlands of Syria and Mesopotamia. Whoever controlled this valley effectively controlled trade, food resources, and the movement of ideas, armies, and cultures. It is no coincidence that one of the largest religious complexes on Earth was constructed here. People have lived in this region for more than 9,000 years, and each generation returned to the site to build, demolish, and rebuild, leaving behind a stratified puzzle of history that continues to confound modern researchers. The valley's fertility and strategic importance explain why civilizations across millennia invested incredible resources in establishing monumental constructions here, each layer building upon the last, creating a tapestry of human ambition written in stone. Today, the ruins that dominate Baalbek belong to the Roman Temple of Jupiter, once the grandest temple in the entire Roman Empire. To understand its scale, one must remember that Rome itself never produced a structure of comparable magnitude. The massive podium or platform that supports the temple was extraordinary even by Roman standards, designed to impress and to endure. Yet what truly sets Baalbek apart from all other Roman constructions are the trilithon foundation stones, 3 gigantic blocks fitted together with such perfect precision that even the thinnest tool cannot penetrate their seams. And the marvel does not end there. In the nearby quarry lie even larger, unfinished blocks: the stone of the pregnant woman, the stone of the south, and the recently discovered forgotten stone. These monoliths, still partially buried in centuries of soil and rubble, reveal that whoever was cutting them was working with a precise plan, preparing stones of unimaginable scale for a project that, in many cases, would remain incomplete. For context, modern heavy-lift cranes capable of hoisting enormous weights in contemporary shipyards are typically limited to loads under 100–200 tons. The idea that ancient builders not only conceived, of moving stones larger than this, but also attempted to cut them to perfection, challenges our fundamental assumptions about their engineering capabilities. Yet the story of Baalbek stretches far beyond the Roman era. Archaeological excavations beneath the Roman podium have uncovered evidence of human activity dating back to the Neolithic period, approximately 9,000 years ago. This predates the Romans by millennia, even predating the Phoenicians, who left their own cultural mark on the region. What emerges is a timeline of overlapping civilizations, each contributing to the site's layered history. First, Neolithic villagers shaping the land. Then Phoenician religious builders constructing sacred spaces, followed by Hellenistic craftsmen in the wake of Alexander the Great's campaigns. And finally, the Romans launching their most ambitious construction phase in the 1st century CE. Later, Byzantine rulers adapted parts of the complex for Christian worship, while successive Islamic dynasties reused and repurposed its structures for defense and administrative functions. Each era added, removed, or modified portions of the site, creating a puzzle where the deeper archaeologists dig, the more intricate the story becomes. Baalbek's significance was recognized long before modern technology entered the picture. In 1984, UNESCO declared it a World Heritage Site, acknowledging both its monumental scale and its global cultural importance. Yet long before the United Nations designation, European travelers and scholars were already mesmerized. In the 19th century, German, French, and Lebanese archaeologists devoted decades to studying not only the temples themselves, but also the extraordinary foundation stones. Even with careful observation and meticulous measurement, they could not reconcile how such massive blocks had been cut, moved, and positioned with the tools available at the time. Each excavation offered tantalizing insights, yet every discovery seemed to raise even more questions, keeping the mystery alive for over a century. The repeated study of Baalbek, with each generation bringing new methods and new theories, demonstrates the enduring fascination this site commands, as well as the limits of our understanding when confronted by human ingenuity of an almost unimaginable scale. The sheer dimensions of the stones at Baalbek continue to boggle the mind. The largest unfinished block in the quarry, a monolith so colossal it seems almost fictional, measures roughly 19.5 meters in length, 6 meters in width, and 5.5 meters in height. Its estimated weight? A jaw-dropping out on 500 tons. To visualize this, consider stacking 4 fully loaded passenger airplanes atop one another, or imagine attempting to move a diesel submarine across uneven terrain without wheels, steel cables, or hydraulic machinery. For any society, ancient or modern, this would seem impossible. But the builders of Baalbek not only attempted it, they meticulously shaped and prepared these stones with astonishing precision. How did they accomplish such a feat? How did they cut the blocks so evenly, transport them across the valley, and lift them into position with such exactitude? The questions strike at the heart of human ingenuity, engineering, and ambition, challenging the assumption that ancient civilizations were inherently primitive or incapable of advanced feats of construction. Modern technology has begun to offer fresh perspectives on these enduring mysteries. High-resolution 3D scans, satellite imagery, and artificial intelligence are providing archaeologists with tools that previous generations could scarcely imagine. AI modeling allows researchers to simulate potential transport methods, examining friction, leverage, and manpower requirements in ways that were impossible with manual calculations alone. These studies suggest that the builders of Baalbek might have had access to sophisticated understanding of physics and mechanical principles, knowledge that has been lost over millennia. Even with AI, however, the precise methods remain speculative because there are no written records detailing how the stones were moved. The mystery is compounded by centuries of erosion, conflict, and reconstruction, which have removed much of the evidence that might have offered concrete answers. Yet every new analysis, every new scan, adds another piece to a puzzle that grows ever more intriguing, showing that the site was conceived with intelligence, planning, and ambition that challenges our modern preconceptions. Adding to the intrigue is the discovery of even larger stones in the quarry, some never moved or installed. Archaeologists have long known about the Stone of the Pregnant Woman and the Stone of the South, both monumental in size and partially worked. But in 2014, a joint team from the German Archaeological Institute and the Lebanese Directorate General of Antiquities uncovered what would become known as the Forgotten Stone. Buried under centuries of soil and rubble, this colossal block had been hiding in plain sight, measuring nearly 19.5 meters long, 6 meters wide and 5.5 meters high, with an estimated weight of 2,500 tons, heavier than 2 fully loaded Boeing 747 airplanes combined. The implications of this discovery were staggering. Not only did it reveal that ancient builders were prepared to move stones that even today would challenge modern cranes, but it also suggested that Baalbek's quarrying operations were far more ambitious and sophisticated than anyone had previously imagined. The circumstances surrounding the discovery of the Forgotten Stone add a dramatic dimension to the story. The team was conducting routine exploration in a quarry already famous for its massive blocks, expecting perhaps to confirm existing knowledge. Instead, ground tests revealed an enormous solid object that defied expectations. Carefully removing layers of soil and rubble, researchers unveiled a perfectly squared block of limestone, cut with precision and attention to detail. The surfaces were smooth and deliberate, demonstrating that the ancient quarry workers were not merely rough-hewing rock, but executing a carefully orchestrated plan for transport and eventual installation. The fact that this massive stone was never moved raises profound questions. Had the builders planned to use a method we cannot even imagine? Did unforeseen circumstances prevent its transport, or was the project abandoned for reasons lost to history? Each answer seems just out of reach. Yet the presence of the stone itself is undeniable proof of human ambition, stretching beyond what most would consider possible. The Forgotten Stone, like other blocks in the quarry, challenges modern engineers to rethink the capabilities of ancient societies. To cut, shape, and position stones of this scale, the builders would have needed not only manpower, but an understanding of leverage, rolling mechanisms, and possibly lubrication techniques to reduce friction. Some researchers theorize the use of massive sledges, wooden rollers, or even water as a means to ease movement. Others suggest ingenious combinations of ropes, ramps, and counterweights, each requiring precise calculations and coordination on a scale that is almost unimaginable for the time. Even with these theories, the execution remains an enigma. What is clear, however, is that the builders of Baalbek were operating on a level of technical mastery and ambition that makes the site one of the most extraordinary testaments to human ingenuity in history. Despite centuries of fascination, Baalbek has faced relentless challenges that threaten both its preservation and the clarity of its story. The site has endured natural erosion, earthquakes, and the unrelenting passage of time, yet human conflict has left scars that are perhaps even more destructive. Ongoing regional instability has damaged parts of the ruins, while looters and unregulated construction in surrounding areas have further endangered the integrity of the ancient structures. These threats make each discovery, each stone, each layer of human history even more urgent, emphasizing the fragility of a site that has survived nearly 10 millennia. For researchers, this adds both urgency and risk. Every excavation, every scan, must balance the desire for knowledge with the responsibility of preserving a heritage site of global significance. At the same time, modern techniques are revealing aspects of Baalbek that previous generations of archaeologists could only dream about. Ground-penetrating radar, drone imaging, and AI-assisted analysis allow researchers to peer beneath the surface and visualize what lies hidden under centuries of soil, rubble, and reconstruction. These technologies have confirmed that the site is not merely a Roman construction, but a palimpsest of civilizations, layered one upon another in ways that challenge linear storytelling. Beneath the monumental podium of the Roman Temple of Jupiter, archaeologists have discovered foundations and remnants from Neolithic settlements, indicating that humans were building and shaping this valley some 9,000 years ago. Phoenician religious builders left their marks next, constructing sacred spaces that would influence subsequent generations. Hellenistic craftsmen followed in the wake of Alexander the Great's campaigns, and then the Romans undertook their most audacious projects, pushing the boundaries of size, precision, and ambition. The Byzantine and Islamic periods later adapted and reused these constructions, transforming temples into churches, fortifications, and administrative centers. The deeper archaeologists dig, the more they realize that every stone tells multiple stories, spanning millennia, each layer more complex than the last. The discoveries of massive unfinished stones like the stone of the pregnant woman, the stone of the south, and the forgotten stone continue to baffle researchers. These monoliths were never moved, yet their presence indicates that the builders of Baalbek were planning on something far more ambitious than what was ultimately achieved. The precision of the cuts, the sheer weight, and the organization required to even begin such tasks suggest a level of engineering sophistication that challenges modern understanding. Questions multiply. Did these civilizations share knowledge across generations, preserving secrets of leverage, transport, and labor organization? Or were they rediscovering methods independently, each generation pushing the envelope further? No inscriptions, no manuals, no written instructions survive to guide us, leaving only the physical evidence of stones and their uncanny arrangement as testimony to human ingenuity. These questions are not merely academic. They touch on our understanding of human potential. The ancient builders of Baalbek were not merely masons or laborers. They were visionaries capable of conceptualizing projects that would remain almost incomprehensible to future civilizations. Consider the logistics. A single stone, weighing 1,500 tons, lying in a quarry awaiting transport, would require immense coordination of manpower, rudimentary machines, and perhaps techniques now lost to history. The planners needed to anticipate forces, weight distribution, friction, and structural integrity, all without the benefits of modern mathematics or engineering education. Each discovery of an unfinished block deepens the mystery, suggesting that the ancient builders were operating on a scale of ambition and understanding that may rival or even exceed what we can achieve today with technology. As modern researchers continue to analyze Baalbek, new insights emerge about its broader cultural and historical significance. The site's location in the Bekaa Valley was not simply practical, it was symbolic. Controlling this corridor meant controlling trade routes, food supplies, and the flow of ideas across the region. The Romans were not the first to recognize its importance, nor were they the last. Every civilization that left its mark at Baalbek understood that monumental construction here was a declaration of power, spiritual authority, and technological mastery. Each layer of stone, each megablock, speaks not only to engineering skill, but also to the social, political, and religious ambitions of the cultures that came before us. These overlapping narratives, etched into stone, make Baalbek a living chronicle of human civilization, where every discovery illuminates not just the past, but the enduring human drive to create, to conquer, and to leave a legacy that defies time. Finally, the story of Baalbek reminds us of the limits of our knowledge and the thrill of discovery. Even with cutting-edge technology, AI modeling, and decades of fieldwork, the site continues to raise new questions. How exactly were the largest stones cut with such precision? How were they transported over uneven terrain, and what methods of leverage and mechanics were employed? Why were some massive stones left in place unfinished, while others were moved and positioned with exactitude? Every answer seems to create more questions, and this endless cycle of mystery, discovery, and reevaluation is precisely what makes Baalbek one of the most compelling archaeological sites in the world. It is a monument not only to the power of stone, but to the power of human imagination, a testament to our enduring fascination with what is possible when ambition meets skill. As researchers continue to unearth, analyze, and theorize, Baalbek stands as a reminder that even in an age of advanced technology, some secrets of the past remain tantalizingly just out of reach, inviting us to keep searching, keep questioning, and keep marveling at the extraordinary achievements of those who came before us. In recent years, the quarry surrounding Baalbek has revealed secrets that continue to astonish archaeologists and engineers alike. While the stone of the pregnant woman and the stone of the south were already monumental feats, the discovery of the forgotten stone in 2014 added a new layer of mystery. Buried beneath centuries of debris, this monolith remained hidden, almost as if the valley itself had been guarding it. Its dimensions, roughly 19.5 meters long, 6 meters wide, and 5.5 meters high, weighing an estimated 2,500 tons, make it heavier than 2 fully loaded Boeing 747 airplanes. Unlike other blocks that were eventually moved and integrated into the Roman platform, this colossal stone was never transported, leaving researchers to speculate on the intentions and techniques of the ancient builders. Was it simply abandoned due to logistical challenges, or was there a deliberate reason for leaving it in place? Each scenario opens a cascade of questions that continue to fuel debates in archaeology, engineering, and history. The precision with which these stones were cut is almost unimaginable. Surfaces are leveled to a degree that would challenge modern construction standards, and edges are squared with remarkable accuracy. In some cases, not even a razor-thin blade can fit between blocks, a feat that highlights not only skill, but a sophisticated understanding of measurement and mechanics. Modern tools, from laser-guided instruments to hydraulic lifts, would struggle to achieve this level of precision with materials of such size and weight. Yet ancient workers, relying only on copper or bronze chisels, wooden sledges, ropes, and sheer ingenuity, were able to execute plans that continue to challenge engineers today. Even with our advanced understanding of physics and machinery, replicating the achievement would require enormous planning, coordination, and resources, which makes Baalbek not just an archaeological marvel, but a testament to human creativity and problem-solving, high-resolution scanning, and AI-assisted analysis are now allowing researchers to explore Baalbek in ways never before possible. Three-dimensional mapping reveals hidden layers beneath the podium and highlights previously undetectable quarry marks, transport routes, and foundational structures. By simulating potential techniques, AI models can test hypotheses about lifting, rolling, and sliding these enormous blocks. Yet each simulation highlights the limits of current understanding. The results consistently show that while some methods are theoretically possible, they would demand extraordinary manpower, precision, and coordination, factors that underscore the ingenuity of the ancient builders. Every new scan, every new analysis, adds nuance to the story, painting a picture of a civilization capable of planning on a scale that stretches the limits of what we thought possible for the time. The comparison between ancient and modern engineering is striking. Today, moving objects of such magnitude would require cranes, steel cables, hydraulic systems, and carefully engineered transportation paths. In contrast, Baalbek's builders accomplished their monumental tasks using materials and tools available to them, combined with a deep understanding of mechanics, leverage, and organization. These ancient engineers were able to conceptualize projects that remain almost inconceivable today. The fact that some stones, like the Forgotten Stone, were never moved does not diminish this achievement. Instead, it emphasizes the ambition and scale of planning involved. Their work challenges assumptions about the limits of human capability and suggests that the ancient world was far more technologically sophisticated than we have often credited. As the sun sets over the Baalbek Valley, casting long shadows across the colossal blocks, one cannot help but feel a sense of reverence. Baalbek is not merely a ruin. It is a bridge between past and present, a testament to human imagination, skill, and determination. The stones themselves, silent yet eloquent, speak of a world where ambition knew no bounds, where the impossible was pursued, not for convenience or efficiency, but for the sheer pursuit of greatness. And though we may never know every method, every decision, or every story behind their construction, the awe inspired by Baalbek is universal. It reminds us that sometimes the greatest achievements are those that challenge us to question the limits of our understanding and to marvel at the genius of those who came before us.